The farmers in Bedfordshire have a lot of fears about theft and arson, and a special seminar organised tonight here in Ampthill by the fire service and the police force in conjunction with the NFU are here to allay those fears and answer questions.
We've worked with the police to produce an information pack. It's a folder, and in there there's information on protecting outbuildings and farms, stables, etc., with protecting them from crime and also arson as well, and ways of reducing the chances of arson occurring on a farm.
Is it a big problem for farmers?
Yes, potentially it can be. In dry, hot, sunny weather that we might get in the summer, field fires, if that are often started deliberately, can cause a lot of damage to the crops. Also the potential for buildings, especially because of the storage of fertiliser and fuel that farmers have, makes the buildings particularly vulnerable to an arson attack.
So what would the fire service be doing then in that sort of area? Do you do sort of inspections and that sort of thing?
What we can do is we can offer advice to farmers to make sure that they're storing their fertilisers and fuels in the safest possible way, and also to try and make sure that the site's as secure as possible. And that's what makes farms vulnerable to arson, is the fact that because of the nature that they're very open, it's very difficult to restrict access to the site.
At the moment we have very many things on farms which concern us. Intrusion onto farm is one, dangers on farms are another. The ability for people to understand what they can and can't do, and also to get to know some of the people in outside agencies, the police, the fire brigade, who can help and are trying to help them as best as they may to achieve the defences against the original things which I spoke about, the intrusions and fire and so on.
Well, this is a joint sort of seminar conference with the Fire and Rescue Service around rural arson and rural crime. We work with the Fire and Rescue Service in many areas now, and it's important on two fronts. Firstly, that we are working together, and secondly, it is a wonderful opportunity to come and talk to people from the rural communities, to listen to their concerns, and also to give them some information about the initiatives that we are pursuing to try and reduce crime in rural areas.
There are some real concerns, aren't there? So what sort of initiatives have you got?
Well, there's a number, there's so many watches in terms of trying to get to different groups so that we can sort of tailor our services, if you like, to their needs. So there are horse watches, there are farm watches, pub watches, and sort of rural area watches. And then we link those into other initiatives such as Ringmaster, where we give out messages, asking for information, giving information, and trying to get sort of the public involved in sort of telling us things that are going on, suspicious activity. So we've got a number of those initiatives that are going on, but actually all this is really is built on the basis of our safer neighbourhood teams and our rural safer neighbourhood teams, who are out there day in, day out, listening to the concerns of the communities, finding out what the key issues are, and then working with different people, perhaps the statutory partners, perhaps the farmers themselves, perhaps people from the villages, parish councils, to try and find some long-term solutions to the issues.
But in the past we've had our fair share of crime and of arson on the farm, and we're really, really pleased when the fire brigade put this thing on in conjunction with the police, and I'm glad a lot of my farming colleagues are here to support the event.
It's a great turnout, isn't it?
It's really good, really pleasing.
Does that reflect the concern of the farmers at the moment?
Definitely, because I don't know any of my colleagues that haven't had crime of some sort on their farm. I mean, not many have had arson, so we've had one haystack set on fire, and it's horrible when it happens. When you've got livestock on the farm as well, it's very, very scary. But yeah, farm crime, arson, it is a big problem.
Judging by the number of farmers here tonight and the questions that have been asked, it's clear that consultation events such as these are very important to allay the fears and concerns of the farmers of Bedfordshire. This is Judy Oliver from Local News TV.